Assalamu alaikum. It's me, Salam Sabi. I've been gone for a while, and I've just been living my life and just trying to survive day to day. A lot has happened since I made my last video. A lot of things have changed, but of course, I'm not going to share it because it's private. But all I can say is that I don't know what's going on, but there seems to be a epidemic of sisters on Facebook who have turned into the Haram police. Now, I have a Facebook page, and so sometimes I can be very blunt. I can be very blunt about how I feel. It may not be said in the most proper way, but I like to always get my point across. Basically, I'm very straightforward. I'm like my dad, he's very straightforward. I'm very straightforward. I just like to just get to the point. Sometimes it's not said as eloquently as it could have been said, but that's just what was on my mind, and that's just what I said. And it's funny because for some reason, haters only, I don't know, there's just so many haters and Haram police, and I'm like, sis, seriously, you need to get a life. I understand as Muslims we're supposed to correct each other, but it's kind of like a double-edged sword when all you do is sit on Facebook driving yourself crazy correcting other people. That's kind of sad. It just kind of shows that you don't really have anything else to do. I don't spend my time online being the Haram police and trying to correct and trying to argue and trying to debate and trying to cause fitna. Because one problem I've noticed with correcting people is that it makes you look crazy. It makes you look crazy when you go around correcting people on Facebook. It just kind of shows that like you're spying on that person's page, and you're just being like nosy. It makes you look really stupid. Like, I can't tell you how many arguments I've seen in the past few months where sisters got into heated arguments like, stay the hell out of my page if you don't like it. Not what I said, but what other sisters have been saying to each other. It's kind of sad when somebody sends you a friend's request just so they can spy on your page and see, oh, how high is her, well, what is it, how high is her iman? Is she intended yet? Her hijab isn't on right. Oh, astaghfirullah, she wears high heels. Astaghfirullah, she wears makeup. I mean, really? Do you not have other things to do? Like, have you looked out of your window? Like, there is a LIVE waiting for you, out there. Like, stalking people's pages and watching what they do is pretty pathetic. If I don't like what somebody has to say on my Facebook page, I just erase it. Like, to me, it's not a big deal. Like, I just take it off. Like, there was a dude who was Muslim, and he would talk about having like sex and like one night stands, and I mean, it was just completely inappropriate, but then he claimed to be so Muslim, so I didn't go and send him a message. It's his journey, so I just took him off of my friends list. Nothing personal. I'm not going to sit here and actually waste my energy and time writing people notes and posting stuff on their walls. Excuse me. And the sad part is that most of you guys aren't even scholars. Like, you're not a scholar. What are you doing? Like, I'm so tired of some of us Muslims who think we're scholars. And I'm sorry if you stay home all day and all you do is read Quran and Hadiths, but that still does not make you a scholar. These people actually went to schools of thought, and learned. There's all types of schools. It just depends on what type of school you went to. You may tell somebody something that doesn't necessarily have to apply to them. You know, as we know, as Muslims, some of us are more strict than others. I still have not met a Muslim who completely follows Quran and Sunnah. I still have not met one. I mean, if you know one, please introduce me to one, because I haven't met one. We're all striving. We're all striving for Jannah. And now, am I saying to agree with what is wrong? No, but at the same time, you shouldn't be stalking people's pages and spying either, and gossiping and running your mouth. You really need to find something else to do. It's really weird to me how people really send you friends requests so they can spy on your page. It's still fascinating, or you go on your husband's Facebook page and you notice that maybe he's been paying more attention to a certain sister, so you send that sister a friend request so you can spy on her page. Or you suspect your husband's trying to find a second wife and you send her a friend request just so you can spy on her page. I mean, believe me, Facebook has caused some serious drama. Like, I mean, I can tell you stories, but I'm not. Just on Facebook alone, like, I've seen two sisters curse each other out. I've seen sisters just act a fool. I just think that we need to really, I like to respect people's privacy. If I go on your Facebook page and I don't agree with what you said, I'm not going to sit here and send you messages or post something on your wall. I don't care. It's your journey. And I still have not met a Muslim who completely follows Quran and Sunnah. I mean, I don't. Even the really strict, like, even the ones who are strict, even they don't completely follow Quran and Sunnah, because I hate to say it, it's impossible. Why? Because we're human. So when people set these high standards for everybody else, it causes a lot of problems. I don't think Islam was created in 1 year. I think it took, 14 years? So I know people who have been Muslim for like years, like 30 years, 20 years, and they still haven't gotten it all right. So a lot of things cause, us to not practice Islam the way that we should. Sometimes how we were raised causes us to be dysfunctional within our deen. Sometimes we're just dysfunctional human beings. It's not an excuse. But I've met people who are just dysfunctional, and now that they're Muslim, they've just brought that dysfunction into Islam, especially when it comes to polygyny and having more than one wife. And you see that how can a man who wasn't raised by his father, who was just raised by his mother, how is he capable of handling more than one wife when he doesn't even understand how to be a man himself? So there's a lot of issues in our deen, especially me being a black female. There's a lot of issues. Oh, don't get it twisted. I'm talking about all cultures. Every culture of Muslims I have met have some type of strange cultural issues. Culture dominates a large percentage of Islam. African Americans have their own culture. Pakistanis have their own cultures. Palestinians, Saudis, everybody from different regions have their own cultural issues within Islam. So I'm not saying to accept it, but I hate to say it, human beings are dysfunctional. All we can do is pray to Allah. How do I feel about the condition of Islam? I think, to me, sometimes I'm to me, a lot of the times, a lot of Muslims remind me of other people who are Jewish, Christian, or whatever faith. They're just trying to be good people. Trying. Um, that's the end of my video. Assalamu alaikum.